Hello and welcome back to the Wii U 5. As some of you know, in a previous giveaway I asked if people ignored indie games and why or why not. Not surprisingly, quality was a common factor, many unsure of or believing that indie games lacked quality. I have been making decent choices in my review of indie games so far, and I can tell you now that Art of Balance is not an exception. Art of Balance is brought to us by Shinin Multimedia, an indie developer that used to primarily develop for only Nintendo. That's changed, as they are working on titles for other platforms now, much to my dismay, but that hasn't stopped me from keeping an eye on their work. The control premise is simple. Grab a piece, stack it, and hope it doesn't topple over. There's nothing to it, right? Wrong. In spoiling as little as possible, let's just say the formula changes up quite a bit when pieces with special properties are introduced. Add to that challenge levels along the way for the courageous, and much like Nintendo's own games, simplistic controls are only half the battle. There's a simple joy in this puzzle game, one that I have not enjoyed in a very long time. It's rather addicting despite what it looks like, and as you progress, the harder puzzles will make you want to keep trying until you figure it out. Don't be surprised if you find yourself a little stumped. Of course, there was one problem. It's all played on the gamepad. Or is it? An intelligent design choice was employed. Whoop out a Wiimote and you can play on the TV. Sure, it's not as precise as the stylus on the touchscreen, but I didn't want to look at the gamepad for hours on end. I already dealt with that in Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, and the utilization of the Wiimote here makes me wonder why that option isn't in Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This also comes into play when playing local multiplayer in one of the many modes this game has to offer, which also includes an online mode. Its only real flaw is that you probably won't play it long in one sitting. It's addictive, but ultimately wears on you into playing it between your other games. You might be worried that, like many budget and indie titles, there may not be a lot here, but there is. Triple-digit lots. In fact, you may not even play all of the levels your first time through the 8 worlds. But hey, even after you think you've got it all down pat, you can see where you stand on the leaderboards. Or better yet, you could try and get all of the achievements if you're a completionist. It's all fine and dandy. This is an indie game that justifies its price tag in full value. It's more a matter of whether it's your cup of tea. Another factor mentioned about indie games is the lack of visual flair, or in more cool kids terms, graphics. Many indie games are side-scrollers, and many also utilize retro 8-bit graphics, which are far cheaper and easier to work with. Naturally, this is due to their lower budgets. Such is not the shortcut taken with Art of Balance. It's probably going to be one of the best looking puzzle games you've seen in a while. It's clean, simple, yet detailed. If you look for the finer things, they're there. While it lacks a little in the anti-aliasing department, that's not exactly important with a mostly stationary viewpoint. However, something that doesn't always affect gameplay positively is the physics. At times they can be a little glitchy or wonky. Moving into audio, known for their sound design, Shinin Multimedia didn't leave your ears wanting either. The audio is of surprisingly high quality, so audiophiles can rejoice. Of course, the real pleasure is the music. Quite literally, I mean, it seriously sounds like porn music. There's virtually nothing wrong with this game. The surprising allowance of letting you use the Wiimote to play the game on the TV is both a simple choice and a good one. It eliminates gamepad use fatigue, and you will find yourself doing just another puzzle, because as the challenge ramps up, so does the desire to figure out just how to solve that puzzle, even if your solution is totally funky looking. This balance between using your creative thinking and problem solving is what gives this game its spike addiction nature, and it just so happens that it's wrapped in a fair-priced, shiny and good-looking, pornographically soundtracked package. I give Art of Balance a 9 out of 10. That's it for today. Subscribe for more Wii U content delivered directly to your retinas. I'll see you next time on the Wii U 5. No balloons for you this time.